What's going on, everybody? It is Brandon McElroy here. Man, I'm so excited to kind of come to y'all and have a conversation and really build on some things that we kind of started over the last couple of years, but I really want to complete and really work through. I will tell y'all, man, the devil is real, and it is sometimes difficult to get through this journey called life. You know, we have a lot of challenges in our lives day in and day out, whether it be with work, whether it be with home, whether it be relationships, whether it be your kids. There's a lot of different things that can challenge you. And sometimes we get caught in a rut. Sometimes we get caught in this space where, you know, you're just struggling and you're like, God, help me out of this. Help me to get through this next moment. Help me to just truly be able to be successful in life. I don't want to waste this thing that you gave me. And so that's what we're going to talk about a little bit. We're gonna kind of journey through these next couple of weeks with something that I'm just calling "It's Up to Me." The Lord came to me in a conversation over the last 24 hours, to be completely honest with you, where we talked about, you know, there's a lot of things in my life that I need to do differently, and I've noticed that I've blamed it on a lot of other things, and sometimes even other people like my wife, where I said, hey, you know, I want to help us build this social media influence. I want to help us, you know, really kind of push our story out there. We've talked about it a lot with different folks, and they're so engaged, and they're like, man, you need to share this more, and people need to hear from you. And I've kind of said to her, hey, like, babe, I need your help. I need you to do this thing because you're so much better at certain aspects of social media than I am. And in many ways, I put a lot of burden on her to do that, but I also restricted myself in what I knew God wanted us to do as a family unit. So he came to me and said, you know what, listen, you can't put this off on everybody else. You know, I'm asking you to do it. I'm asking you to push this forward. And yeah, you maybe had a household. Yeah, you have a partnership with your wife. But ultimately, it's up to you. So that translated to, it's up to me, right? It's up to me to press forward on a lot of these things, including my weight loss, my desire to become a father again, my desire to make sure that I'm hitting the ministry the way that I'm supposed to, the way that I know I've been called to do. So that's what we're going to talk about, man. We're going to have a conversation here, and I do really want to say to you, please comment, like, share, subscribe to GTM. So that's Growing the McElroys. If you're first time on this channel, we talk about a lot. We show you our life to a degree, whether it be here on YouTube, whether it be on our Instagram, whether it be on Facebook. We just try to be very transparent with you all on the different things that are happening, and we've been hit or miss. So here's my dedication to you all, that we're going to try to be more consistent with this thing, because it's up to me, right? It's up to me to make that change. And throughout this next period of time in this series, I hope that you will also learn that it's up to you. Not to depend on other people, whether it be doctors, if you're dealing with infertility, like we'll talk about, whether it be just making choices that are best for your salvation in life, or you're trying to find God, which we'll talk about, or whether it's trying to be the better father or better husband that you can be, or preparing yourself to become one of those things. We're going to talk about all of it, and we're going to really work through that as a process. The first couple of things we'll dive into, though, is men and infertility, because I know that's a huge thing right now, and I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of good brothers that are trying to figure out their way through this thing called infertility, whether it's for their own mental set or helping to support their wives or spouses, and just trying to figure out, like, how do I get to a good mental space, and you know, how can I you know, press forward. For some that may not know, and we'll dive into this, you know, my wife and I have had 7 miscarriages. 7 miscarriages. We have a blessing of a beautiful daughter named Lauren, and we're so grateful, but technically Lauren was child number 4. And what does that mean, and how is that emotion, and how is that feeling, and how do we get through that? So we're going to talk through all those things. and have a little conversation about it. So one of the things that, you know, I definitely want you to do, if you haven't done it already, go out and get a copy of Support Beyond the Cycle. This is my book that I put out actually a year and a half, almost 2 years ago now. Shocking to say. Support Beyond the Cycle. It's available on Amazon. I'll drop the link below so that you can partake in that. And the reason I say go out and grab it is because it's going to be a lot of the reference point within these videos in this next couple of series as we talk about infertility specifically. It's written for the men, and it's written for you to help support you through this process of infertility if it's something that you and your spouse are dealing with. It was, you know, a blessing of the Lord to say, like, hey, go out and do this, write this, provide this for others. And so this is my chance now to kind of step out there and say, like, hey, I want you to get it. You know, it was written in 2020, and as we all know, the world kind of paused for a minute, or at least it seemed like it did. And so this was the opportunity for me to really jump out there now and say, you know what, it's up to me to share the information about it, to share what the God blessed me with and what He had me to share and write. So go out and grab you a copy. Support Beyond the Cycle. Again, available on Amazon, and I'll post that link below. But I would also be remiss if I did not say, for the ladies, go out and grab you a copy of Faith Beyond the Cycle, which is my beautiful wife's book that started this whole journey and started this whole thing. It is a devotional for the ladies to be able to not only read, not only gather some thoughts and some things that they need to kind of look at, but actually write about it and talk about it with themselves and with God and with you as the husband and support feature. So, you know, go out and grab you a copy. Also available on Amazon. I'll drop a link to that below as well. And I hope you're gonna stick with me on this thing, man. I'm super excited about this next opportunity, these next few weeks. Again, please like, share, comment. All of those things are very important and help us to really get this message out and help us to really get the conversation going. Not only for you, but maybe there's another gentleman out there dealing with something similar to your situation. You know, for me, it's 7 miscarriages, but maybe for someone else, it's a stillborn. Maybe it's for someone else, you know, they've never had the opportunity to have a successful pregnancy, and they're trying to figure that out. All those things we're going to talk about, and I want you all to be engaged in that. I want to have this conversation and dialogue, and we'll hope to maybe do some lives and things of that nature. But we're looking to grow this channel, we're looking to grow this message and ministry out to those that are in need of it, and I hope that you'll come along on this journey with us. So if you haven't already, subscribe here on YouTube, visit our IG, follow us there, visit our Facebook, follow us there to see more of the day-to-day life of what it is to be a McElroy in this thing called life. And listen, let's have some fun. And remember, it's up to you at the end of the day to get through these next stages of your life, to get to this next side. Don't just depend on God for everything when it comes to like, make this happen magically. Nah, sometimes He needs us to put in some work. So it's up to you to really get there. Come along with this journey. Let's have a good time.